3, 2, 1, action!
Hi everyone. Welcome to the Universe Divinity Live. How's everybody doing? Thank you all for the love and support. Thank you for the donations, for the bookings and readings, and for all of you who have been subscribing. Thank you so much. And if you're new, welcome. And don't forget to subscribe, like the video, and put that little notification bell on so every time I upload a video, you will get a notification. Okay? So, boo boo, this is going to be your manifestation tips and tricks. How to use manifestation for others to benefit you in your manifestation. And you know there's a story, boo boo, okay? So, I wanted to make a video about how I've manifested for other people and reasons why it's so easy to manifest for others and how it benefits you knowing these things. So a few years ago, my daughter came to live with me, and it was just for a temporary, and they needed, she was having her child here, her second child, and she was living with me for a little bit, and her husband needed to work. He was like, I need to work, I need to save some money, so we could be able to leave with money because they were going to go back to Puerto Rico. And they were running out of time. And this is when I was listening to Neville Goddard. I probably had like maybe a year of listening to Neville Goddard. And I used to always put it in, put things to test, test things. So I had heard a story in Neville Goddard about how a grandmother had wrote letters over and over every day the way she wanted to see something because she had a fallout, I think, with her daughter and couldn't see her grandchildren. So this is where I got the idea of journaling. So I ended up getting this little book, this 99 cents book, and I started to write in the book every day things as they were. I didn't know that this was called revising. Okay? I didn't know that. I'm sorry, people, I just ate something. So I didn't know that this was called that. So what I did was that every day I would write things as they were, because I remember Noah would say, she used to just write things the way they were. And then she ended up, a couple of weeks later or something like that, getting a letter exactly the way it was written. Like she had wrote the letter like them writing it to her. So I got this journal, like a little 99 cents book. And every day I would write, oh, isn't it wonderful how, and it's another thing. My son-in-law had to find a place that he could walk to because he didn't have a car. Because they were only, going to be with me for like a month or two. So we had a lot of stuff against us for such a short amount of time. I started writing everything. Isn't it wonderful how his name is Josh, how Josh found this job. Isn't it wonderful? Then they wanted it to stay longer. I said, well, isn't it wonderful how they found this perfect place for them to live in a townhouse? And they told me, well, we can't pay more than like, $875 or something, under $875. And I wrote it down also. Isn't it wonderful how they, and I wrote like a scene, really. I wrote like, oh, today is a wonderful day. Isn't it wonderful how Josh came in and told me that he found a job and it's walking distance? Isn't it wonderful how they just told me how, Mabel, this is my daughter, just told me that they found a place to live and it's $875 and it's a townhouse and they have so much room for the baby and for her other kids. And I was like, oh, it's so great. And I wrote this down almost every day. Okay, I went to the extreme because I wasn't sure if I just read it. I said, but I felt that it helped more to write it because I was feeling the vibration of everything. In my mind, I was visualizing it as I was writing it. That's why I like to write certain things down. When I'm trying to create a certain scene or write down what I want. And I write it as, the way it would be if the way I would want the person to come to me if I was visualizing it. So I would constantly say this, that, I would write in the journal that he came and he, it's great how that it's so wonderful. They're going to be able to move out. They got everything they need. The place is under 100 is, it's 100 $875. It's, you know, a 2-bedroom, because they needed a 2-bedroom at least. And it was a place that they needed not for too long. So, and you know, and I would just keep saying, it's just great how he found this job, and he could, you know, he could freaking walk, so he doesn't even have to worry about, you know, getting the car so, you know, so quick, because he was looking to get a car. Well, about, I believe it was like maybe 2 weeks of me doing this, he comes to me and he tells me, "You're not gonna believe this." I said, "What?" He goes, "I found a job in a furniture store." And I told him, "What furniture store?" Because I knew he didn't have a job, a car. And he goes, "You know, the one behind where you live." And I said, "What? The one that you go through the yard and you can go through the to go to the back of the building?" He was like, "Yeah, that place." He goes, "It's about a 5-10 minute. It's about a 5-minute walk. It's not even 10-minute walk. He says about a 5-minute walk." So I found a job there. So I'm gonna work there, and I'm gonna save up the money. So like a week later after that, like maybe 2 weeks later after that, he tells me, my daughter goes, "You're not gonna believe this." I was like, "What?" She goes, I'm like, "I believe everything, because this." And once he told me that about that job, I was like, "What?" I said, "Well, thank you, universe, more please." I kept saying that. Then she comes and tells me 2 weeks later, "Well, guess what, Mom?" I said, "What?" She goes, we found a place. It's a little bit far, but we found a place because we're gonna stay here longer." And I said, "Oh, okay." I said, "What is it? Is it a 1-bedroom?" You know, because I knew they had to stay under a certain amount. She goes, "No, it's a 2-bedroom. It's in a townhouse, and it's 850." I said, "Okay." And I said, and in my journaling, I didn't tell them, you know, I had also put in the journaling that they had a washer and dryer, because I didn't want her to have to go with her kids out to try to wash clothes and all this, because they were young. You know, they were, her youngest I think was 2 years old or 1 year old. So she goes, "Yeah, there's a washer and dryer." She was like, "And it's a 2-floor, and it's 2 bedrooms, and it's in a townhouse, and everything is pretty close that we can walk." And by this time, they had already gotten the car also, because I also put, "Isn't it wonderful that he got a car, that was a reliable car?" So the funny thing is that once this all happened, I was like, "How did this happen within a month?" All these things. A job that you can walk to, okay? An apartment, townhouse that you needed at the price lower than what I even put, with the room that you needed was a 2-bedroom. I don't know if I said that. With a living room, a dining room. I was like, "What?" And I believe it had 2 bathrooms, okay? One upstairs and one downstairs. And I was like, "How does this happen?" And this is why I wanted it to make this video. This happened within a month, because the intention that I put out was easy for me to put out. And this is where we get stuck when we're manifesting. And I'm sure many people have heard, you know, we feel like we're not deserving. With the person that I was manifesting for, I cared for them and I wanted to see the best for them. So that's why my intention came out so easily. And I believed. It was easy for me to believe that these things can happen, because as I was writing it, I never once thought, this is impossible. This is not going to happen in the time that they need. They're not going to. I never ever thought that. I wrote it the way I saw it, and I believed it. And that's the whole thing, that many times is we don't have resistance. We hold resistance when we're manifesting for ourselves. So that's why sometimes when we manifest for other people, it happens so quickly. You know, or when we manifest certain things that we don't even want, we don't have no resistance towards that, because we may not feel that we deserve better than those things that manifest in our lives that we don't want. So it's when you're manifesting, you really have to believe. It helps you when you manifesting for the people, how easy it comes, because it helps you see that. You see that if that person is deserving of that, and I knew that in me that they were deserving of it, so am I. I'm deserving of anything that I try to manifest. And I can have it come that easily. And it helps you see that you can create things, and you have the power to create what you want to create very easily. But you have to let go of the resistance that you don't deserve that you know, a manifestation to come to you that fast. Okay, that you don't deserve a certain thing. You may try to manifest something, you know, a person to get a job or home or something, and then they get it, and you're like, well, where's my home, you know? Because you believe it, and you know it, and that's the intention you put out. And you need to put that same energy into your manifestation. You need to put that same belief into yourself. Okay, into yourself, into your manifestation, and know, like, you know, just like you know that you can do that for that person, know, like, you know that you can do that for yourself. So you have to start believing yourself. You have to let go of the resistance of thinking that you are not worthy of something, or that you cannot manifest. Manifesting with someone else, or even little things, whether they're good or bad, shows that you can do it, and that it's in you. You know, that you are the creator of your reality. You know, and this showed me a lot when that happened, and I started letting go of resistance, and I ended up having to move from where I was, and I ended up moving from there because I believed it. I thought, you know, if I can do that for them, I can do it for me. I ended up moving from there, and then when the place that I moved at, ended up having to move from there, and I learned from all of this. I learned how I was what worked best for me to manifest, and how I was manifesting, and all the resistance that I had to certain things because of the past, because of the old data, because of the old things that I was telling myself that I couldn't accomplish. And I was able to move from one place, learn my lesson there, and what it was that I didn't use or do, and then ended up in a much better place that I stood there for a very long time, because I started telling myself, no, you are deserving. I don't care what happened to you. That was the old you. This is the new you. You do not think that way, and you're going to think the right way, because you are deserving of these things, because all these things are already yours. So when you see yourself manifesting for people and it happens real quick for them, tell yourself, I am deserving also of my manifestation. And I'm going to start from today on believing in myself and not putting doubt on anything. And know that if I'm able to create that, how powerful am I? I can create anything. There is no limit to what you can bring to your life or to someone else's life, my friends, okay? So this is my tips and tricks, my friends, on manifesting. Please comment below if you have manifested certain things for certain people, if you found it easy. Comment below and let me know. Let me know, what have you manifested? What's the biggest thing you've manifested? Well, I love to hear that. So much love to everyone, and as always, I salute the divinity within all of you. Bye now.